Welcome to today's presentation. I am Charan Roy. I will be discussing today on Lok Sabha election analysis. In this presentation, we will be talking about the project recap, primary goals of the project, the team, the process, the insights we get from the project, and the recommendation we make from our findings. So first off, project recap. So Atlic Media is a private media company that will telecast a show on Lok Sabha election 2024. Unlike its competitors, Atlic Media wants to talk about some data driven insights that will help make better decision future, and they also want to talk bias free discussion of the less explored themes of previous election, that is 2014 and 2019 election. The primary goal of this project is as follows. First of all, we will analyze the voter turnout ratio in different aspects, like for states or for different constituents. Next up, we will try to analyze party in performance in consecutive elections, national or state level vote share of the parties. We want to do deep analysis on two major national parties, which is BJP and Indian National Congress. Next up, we want to discuss about the impact of Nota in Indian election, and next we will be discussing newly rising parties where the vote share of the party in the state is not more than 10%. And next up we will be discussing about the correlation with the GDP, literacy and other factors with the voter turnout ratio. And finally we will be discussing about the recommendations to increase the participation in the election. So let me introduce with you our team. Bruce Harayali, he is the chief editor of Atlic Media. Next up, we have Tony Sharma, who is the manager data analytics in Atlic Media. And finally, me, Charan Roy, I am a data analyst at Atlic Media. The processes of the project is as follows. First, we will be understanding the data that is collected from the Election Commission of India. Then we will be cleaning the data where the 2014 and 2019 data should exactly match each other, where we have found some inconsistency with the data in terms of spelling mistakes and some other errors like male female denotation in both the datas. So we clean those aspects, and all this thing is shared with the Python script that will be shared with you lately. So next up we will be doing data modeling and data analysis and uncover the insights with you. Next we will be seeing voter turnout ratio by state. Here as we can see, Nagaland, Lakshadweep, Tripura, Dadra, Nagar Haveli, Sikkim, all these states are voter turnout are best performer in terms of voter turnout ratio in 2014. And for the bottom five, we have Jammu Kashmir, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh. So that I have marked here in this map. And for 2019, we have Lakshadweep, Nagaland, Manipur, Tripura and West Bengal as top five states by voter turnout ratio in 2019. And for bottom five, we have Jammu Kashmir, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, NCT of Delhi, Maharashtra. So as we can see that this state Jammu and Kashmir has seen the less voter turnout ratio, that is less than 26%. And for the other lowest voter turnout ratio states, we can see this follows this line, that is from Maharashtra to Madhya Pradesh to Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. And for top performing state in terms of voter turnout ratio is this green line, as we can see. It's Andhra Pradesh, West Bengal, Assam, then we have Nagaland and Tripura. Next we will see party wise voter percentage. So the parties that have won the consecutive wins, so their votes in 2019 as compared to 2014. In Wayaland, Wayanad, we can see that the Indian National Congress, the state of Kerala, that has gained a major vote share in 2019, and the same story follows as Hoshanabad, Kanga, Kangra, Mandi, and Uttra Kannada. So this is for BJP, this is for BJP, and this one Kangada is for BJP, and yeah, most of the states is for BJP, and this Y1 is for all Indian National Congress. So next we will see that the constituents that have voted most voted for Nota, Nilgiris, Tura, Puducherry, Singhbhum, and Dahod has voted most for Nota in 2014, and 2019 we see different names appearing: Aruku, Nabarangpur, Bastar, Gopiganj, Pasim Champaran that has voted most for Nota. Parties that have owned with their competitors in terms of top margin in 2014, we can see Narendra Modi at top. He has owned his margin was 0.57 million votes. And next up we have Bijay Kumar Singh, C.R. Patil, and Ramachandra Vohara, and Dashana Bikram Jayasdosh. Top margin in 2019, we can see that Narendra Modi is not in the list. So we have C.R. Patel, that's Sanjay Bhatia. Next up we have Krishnan Pal and Subhash Chandra Behera and Ranja Ranjan Bent Bhatti. So here we can see that the margin has increased for the top performer, 0.69 million in 2019. So here we can see that the parties that have the constituents that have voted for different parties in different year. So first up we have Alipur Duar. Here we can see that the vote share in the previous term was 24.64, and now it has increased to 45.55 for BJP, that is 20.91% increase. So likewise we have autonomous states and Puducherry, Kanyakumari, and Chikballalpur in terms of vote share. Next we will see national vote share of the top parties. We first of all we can see the BJP is performing way better than his competitor. So in 2014 the vote share of BJP was around 20%, and 2019 it has increased about to 25%. And for Congress they have also increased from 12% to 13.1%, and the regional parties are doing also good for BSP and AITC. For AITC the vote percentage here is almost the same. For BSP it has decreased slightly from 2.85 to 2.44%. And next up we have the state-wise vote share. So if we scroll down here we will see the all the state names. So if we select West Bengal, that is the vote share of all India Trinamool Congress, that is 32%. That has increased from 32 to 35% in 2019. For CPI, it has decreased and BJP took the second place, where the CPI was at 26.14 and BJP is now at 32.90. So similarly, we can see select different states and see their corresponding vote share for all the parties. So as for Andaman, BJP was in 2014 33.77%, but this 2019 Congress almost catched up at 29%. So for the major parties, vote share gain, if the both parties are concerned, that Karur, Tripura West, Tripura East, Arani, and Tiruchirappalli, they have gained the most vote share. And the vote share loss was Dadra Nagar Haveli, Narshapuram, Tripati, Vishakhapatnam, and Daman and Nagar Dev. So if we select only BJP here, so we can see that vote share gain for BJP was Tripura West, Purulia, Tripura East, Ranaghat, and Jhargram. So where they have lost the vote share is most in the Narshapuram, then Tirupati, then Vishakhapatnam, Daman and Nagar Haveli, Sangli. So this is the state-wise vote share. Now we can see that minor parties that are less than 10% in the state have won the vote, and Kok Kokrajhar, Narshapuram, Brahmapuram, Brahmapur, Hatkangalang, Malapuram. That's the all the conclusion we get from the analysis. If we try to understand the correlation with the voter turnout ratio with different factors like GDP literacy, so we can see that voter turnout ratio is negatively affecting GDP. The correlation is minus 0.31, so it's highly correlated in negative order. Next up, we can see literacy is also well correlated with the voter turnout ratio in positive order. So the more the literate the state people are, the more the voter turnout ratio. And if the total electors are more, then we can see the negative correlation with the voter turnout ratio. If the postal votes are more, then we can see the voter turnout ratio is negative, negatively correlated at as around minus 0.31. So next up we have GDP per people. So it is also very not so correlated with the voter turnout ratio. So from here we can get that literacy and GDP of the state is highly correlated, where the GDP was minus negatively correlated and literacy rate is positively correlated with voter turnout ratio. Next, what we recommend to increase the voter turnout ratio. So enhance the accessibility and convenience for the voters. So implement secure online voting like blockchain technologies, extend voting hours, to and deploy mobile voting units in remote locations. So next up we have increased voter education and awareness. This is very important for the states with low literacy rates. As you can see, the literacy affects the voter turnout ratio very much. So learn civic education programs, civic awareness campaigns, and engage community leaders with the spreading education and awareness, and remove barriers and provide incentive to the voters to simplify the voter registration. So many youngsters are are not interested to register for voting, as the process is very complex. So if we reduce the complexity and make it simple, so we can see more participation from the citizens, offer voting incentives to the citizens, and strengthen the election infrastructure in the in the country. So I thank all of you for being here, and thank all the voters that have been voting for India and keeping this democracy alive. So we can connect, you can connect with me in this email ID and my LinkedIn profile. And thank you. I'm John Rai signing off.